all my friends. I always hope all of you physically healthy, mentally happy. What kinds of problem may come in our life? Please don't give up hope. Always keep a hope. Whatever problem we may face, always have a hope to be better, to be solve all problems. So before we start our class, our discussion class, please everybody physically relax, mentally be relaxed, and do concentration on your breathing. Few seconds, then we will start our class. Thank you. Second, please everybody visualize all sentient beings around you, around us. Cultivate great compassion towards all sentient beings, particularly the person, the group whom you really don't like. Also generate compassion towards them. Wish all sentient beings, without exception, wish to be happy, wish to free from sufferings. Therefore, second, visualize all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas into 10 directions and generate very pure and strong faith towards all the Buddhas, Dharmas, the Sangha, and Bodhisattvas. Take refuge into the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, from the depth of your heart. Not only taking refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, also wish to be Buddha yourself. Wish to achieve Buddhahood. To benefit all sentient beings. In order to benefit all sentient beings, so we have to achieve Buddhahood, we have to be Buddha. Therefore, generate bodhicitta based on the 7 cause and effect instructions or exchanging self and others. If we only accomplish bodhicitta, we can have lots of benefits, but we cannot be Buddha, we cannot achieve Buddhahood without practicing the 6 perfections. In order to practice the 6 perfections, we need to take vows, commitments, informed of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, particularly in front of the Buddha Shakyamuni and your root guru. Therefore, you must think, I will never give up the bodhicitta, which is I have just cultivate. This bodhicitta, I will practice every day until I become a Buddha. So this is, you are taking vows, not giving up, not to degenerate the bodhicitta. So therefore you are taking the vows in front of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, particularly in front of the Buddha Shakyamuni and your root guru or your lineage gurus. So here, I think everybody must remember what we studied on last study. In order to achieve Buddhahood, we must practice the methods, which is bodhicitta, the wisdom, which is realized emptiness. If you only practice one of them, bodhicitta, also you cannot be Buddha, because you cannot control all the negative thoughts. Also, we cannot control the ignorance. Therefore, plus bodhicitta, we need to practice the wisdom which realizes emptiness. If we only practice the wisdom which realizes emptiness, yes, you can reduce, you can minimize all the negative emotions, afflictive emotions. Also, you can minimize ignorance, but we cannot eliminate all the negative thoughts, include ignorance. Therefore, plus the wisdom, we need to practice bodhicitta. Therefore, and also last time I explained you, whenever you do some practice, even though 1 minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, please try to cultivate bodhicitta and reflect on emptiness. Try to compound, try to embody all your practices with the bodhicitta, with the wisdom which realizes emptiness. The second, also we studied, so in order to achieve Buddhahood, we must practice the unmistaken path, the right path. Not only just unmistaken path, we must practice, the complete practices. Here you must remember, wishing to have milk. If you just try to get milk from the horn, you cannot get milk. Doesn't matter how much you put effort, you cannot get milk from the horn. So doesn't matter how much we put effort practicing the path. If the path is mistaken path or wrong path, we cannot achieve anything. Second, yes, the path is very unmistaken. It's a perfect, pure path. If the path is not complete, also we cannot achieve Buddhahood. Therefore, so we need to practice the path which is pure, unmistaken, also very complete. Here, you no need to open the Lamrim, so it's a revision. There's a question asked by Vajrayana. What then is the unmistaken and the complete set of the cause and condition? Then the Buddha answered, Lord of the secrets, the sublime wisdom of omniscience comes from compassion, as it is a root. That means the omniscience, the Buddhahood, comes from compassion, a great compassion, the compassion as a root. Second, the bodhicitta, the spirit of enlightenment, it is a cause. That means great compassion is the root to achieve omniscience. Then bodhicitta is the cause to achieve omniscience. Then enlightenment is cause. It is both to completion of the methods. In regard to this, right, that means we need to practice great compassion. Please make sure when you practice bodhicitta, first we need to generate compassion, pure compassion, which is great compassion. Then you can practice bodhicitta as a cause to omniscience. That means wisdom and methods. Within the methods include the 5 perfections, 5 prajnana, paramita, 5. So when you practice the methods, the 5 prajnana, paramita, also you need to practice the wisdom. If we able to practice the methods, which is the 5 perfections, the wisdom, which is rely emptiness, then definitely we have unmistaken path, which is we practice. The path is very complete. Then between there's a lot of misperception about the path based on the Chinese master. Along the conversation, also they explain a very important thing. Until we accomplish bodhicitta, all our positive actions, or we can name all our merit, never be cause to achieve Buddhahood, achieve omniscience, never to be cause to free from suffering. So this is a very important advice for us. We always happy, we always aspire to accumulate positive actions, virtues, merit. All the virtues, merit, or positive actions not imbued or combined with the bodhicitta or a wisdom which realizes emptiness, all the actions only cause to have a samsaric happiness, samsaric pleasure. Therefore, before we start any of the positive actions at the beginning, please everybody first cultivate bodhicitta, then start your practice. Or before you start your practice, please reflect on emptiness. Then actually you can start your actual whatever you practice, you do. Otherwise, you spend like 2 hours, 10 hours, 24 hours to practice Dharma, practice, doing a lot of accumulation merits. All the result only have the samsaric happiness, the samsaric pleasures. Therefore, look at, let's say, doing prostration. Let's say, doing prostration. It's the same action. You recite the verses, or you recite the mantras, or you do, the prostration by physically, mentally, verbally. The action is same. But if the all action imbued or conjoined with the bodhicitta, and the result much better, far much better. If the prostration, doing prostration imbued with the wisdom which realizes emptiness, also it's become far much better. I think I'm facing some problem with my computer. Close the list.
Geshe-la, there's no issue with your computer. We hear you clearly, we see you clearly.
Yeah, for me some issue here. Okay, thank you, that's good. Clear? So action is same. Doing prostration, reciting mantra, repeating all the chanting. Now you must know the very important trigger at the beginning, great compassion, bodhicitta, then you do your daily practices. Then all practices, conjoined with the bodhicitta. Then the result of all practices can be caused to achieve Buddhahood, omniscient. The most important, the karma never be end, even though you have been receiving a result. Otherwise, all the action, once they give you result, give you the effect, then the karma exhausts. And also here, please remember, in the Mahayana, there's in the Mahayana, there's two kinds of yan. One is the Sutra Mahayana, second is the Tantra Mahayana. Whichever you practice, bodhicitta is the most important, like a kind of gateway to enter into Sutra Mahayana, enter into the Tantra Mahayana. So also last Saturday we studied about how to conjoin and differentiate between just merit and positive actions. So now everybody open your Lamrim book, page number 102. So here, what we're going to learn, why it is so important. We have to practice the sixth perfection with the bodhicitta. Bodhicitta with the six perfections. If you practice only one of them, that means you have only one wing. If you use one wing, you can jump a little bit here and there. You really cannot fly far away. So here I also gave you the analogy. Samsara is like an ocean. Right now we are in samsara. We always wish, free from samsara. So in order to cross, go beyond the samsara, we need to practice wisdom and methods. We must have two wings. Even though if you practice the Hinayana path, also we must need two wings. The wisdom is same, the realized emptiness, the wisdom. The method is different. For the person who practice the Hinayana, for them the renunciations. The renunciation is the methods. The person who practice Mahayana, the bodhicitta is the methods. So here we're going to study why it is so important to practice the six perfections. Explanation of the process of learning the precepts. The precept is not talking vows, okay? It's the Bodhisattva's path, the Bodhisattva practices, the Bodhisattva yan. It's a two paths. How to train in the Mahayana in general, how to train especially in the Vajrayana. Look at Mahayana in general. Then Vajrayana is particular. Actually, I think many people, many Buddhist people, they really want to practice the Vajrayana. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong. You have a good intention, you have a good motivation, you have a good desire to practice the Vajrayana. There are 4 levels of the Vajrayana. Mainly we, practice the higher Yoga Tantra. Yes, the higher Yoga Tantra is very important, also very powerful practice. Without bodhicitta, then the higher Yoga Tantra cannot be so powerful to achieve Buddhahood. Without realize emptiness, a higher Yoga Tantra practice cannot be important, cannot be very powerful for achieving Buddhahood. Therefore, Lama Tsong-kha-pa composed the text 3 principal paths: renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness are very important. If you have these 3, then you can enter into higher Yoga Tantrayana, and then you can practice the higher Tantrayana. Otherwise, without 3 of them, without 1 of them, then the Vajrayana, higher Yoga Tantrayana is nothing. You cannot achieve anything. Yes, you can accumulate merit. You can use the Vajrayana path, Vajrayana practice for overcoming from certain obstacles, but you never ever going to achieve Buddhahood. Therefore, who really wish to practice the higher Yoga Tantra, the path, please don't forget the renunciation is the first step. Then bodhicitta, for the average people, bodhicitta is the second step. That the wisdom is the third steps. Then you can enter into any of the Tantrayana, particularly higher Yoga Tantrayana. Why I say average people, some people first they cultivate renunciation, then they realize emptiness, then third they cultivate bodhicitta. The average people, first renunciation, second bodhicitta, third emptiness. So here I think one of the Tibetan Lama said, the higher Tantrayana or Tantrayana is very profound, very powerful, very profound, very powerful, also very important, very profound, very powerful. Without the Sutrayan practice, without the Sutrayan, particularly renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness, then the higher Tantrayana is merely mantra. Merely mantra. It doesn't have any kind of power to achieve Buddhahood. Then there's an analogy. In Tibetan, all the nomad people, they made kind of like traditional cake. Traditional cake. In the cake, they mix like cheese, milk, and butter. Without butter, the traditional cake is just simply, like a dough. It doesn't have a taste. Therefore, renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness is the most important practice. Then you can consider, serious about the higher yoga tantayana. Otherwise, you have a lot of, what you call, you have a lot of fantasies. You will have a lot of fantasies. Because you think in all my life, I practiced higher yoga tantra for many years, but actually when the death comes, you're not really, even though you're not really going to achieve, the higher kind of human realms. Therefore, I urge all of you to, first you must have a foundation. Renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness, then 5 perfections. Then when you have a, the solid foundation, then for you very easy to practice higher yoga tantayana. So I always urge all of you, you must study Dharma, you must practice. How long you need to study Dharma? How long you need to practice Dharma? We have to study the Dharma, we have to practice the Dharma until we become Buddha. So how many times, I must practice Dharma within one day? My answer is, we must practice Dharma for 24 hours. Make sure our mind is not dominated by negative thoughts. Make sure we always control negative thoughts. Therefore, we must practice Dharma for 24 hours until we become a Buddha, until we free from sufferings. Therefore, 6 perfections. How to trend Mahayana in general, right? The second is how to trend specifically in the Vajrayana. The first is a 3 outline. Establishing the desire to learn the precepts of the spirit of enlightenment. Taking the vows of the conqueror's children after establishing the desire to learn the precepts. How to trend after taking the vows. It has 3 outlines. First, very important, establish the desire to learn the precepts of the spirit of enlightenment. So without having, strong or pure aspiration to practice the Bodhisattva path, the Bodhisattva deeds, the Bodhisattva precept, then all your study, all your practice become very simple. It doesn't become that important. Therefore, at the beginning, you really need to establish, strong desire to learn the precept. Precept here, the practice. Once you have a strong desire for practicing Bodhisattva paths, then you must take a vows. Then after you have a vow, then how you practice, right? Therefore, number one, establishing the desire to learn the precepts of the spiritual enlightenment in the discipline of individual liberation. Discipline of individual liberation, Patimokkha vows. And in Tantra, it is inappropriate to study the precept before you have first taken the vows. So here I think everybody knew there are three kinds of vows, three kinds of precepts. First, the individual vows, discipline of individual liberation. Second is Vajrayana, Buddhist vows. Third is the Tantrayana vows. Within the discipline of individual liberation vows has 7 types. Most of you are, lay person. You must take the lay person vows. Within the 3, inappropriate to study the precept before you have first taken the vows. So you cannot study, you are not allowed to study the Patimokkha vows before you have taken. It's not allowed, nor supposed to. Also Tantrayana, before you have taken the Tantrayana vows, you are not allowed. You are not supposed to study what are the vows, what are the precepts I must practice. You're not allowed. The Bodhisattva vows, yes, before you have taken the Bodhisattva vows, first you study thoroughly what kind of vows, what kind of precepts I had to maintain. Then after you study, you fully convince yourself, then you can take the Bodhisattva vows. And the Tantrayana and the Patimokkha vows, you are not allowed. There are many people think, why? Because first, let us study. Then if we think we can, then you consider, I will take the vows. But you are not allowed. Therefore, before we study higher yoga Tantrayana, first, you need to receive initiation. Initiation is kind of permission. The master, the guru will give you permission to study the higher yoga Tantrayana, give you permission to actually practice the higher yoga Tantrayana. Therefore, here you can see, we have in the higher yoga Tantrayana, there are generally 4 initiation. The last one, mainly instruction, how to practice, how to practice. We say, instruction, initiation. The wooden kind of initiations. Also, in the liberation Patimokkha vows, you are not supposed to study about what vows I must maintain. Therefore, traditionally, before you fully taking the vows, even though you're not allowed to listen the rituals. For example, I tell you the tradition. I think I became a full audience with around 250 monks. 250 monks together, we received the vows. So after complete the preparation, then His Holiness gave us the vows, only 3 monks together, 3 sets. So when His Holiness he was giving a full audience vows for the 3 monks in front of him. The rest of the monk, they have to, block their nose, air. They have to block. You're not allowed to, not supposed to listen the ritual. So there's a, and the Bodhisattvas, yes, you can study thoroughly, then you can consider, if you think I can, you can take, if you think I cannot, you know to check. Second, taking the vows of the conquered children after establishing the desire to learn the precepts is very simple, because you must have a strong desire to practice the Bodhisattva path. How we can have a desire? In order to have a strong desire to practice Bodhisattva path, you need great compassion. Great compassion. When you have a great compassion towards all sentient beings, when you remember, when you think, sufferings, experience all the sentient beings, you cannot bear to see their sufferings. For example, you can see here, I think you remember, when we see our enemy as a sufferings, we are very pleased, very, very happy when they have a sufferings and problem, because we don't have a compassion. We have a sense of hatred. Second, when see someone who are close to you, your friends, not that close, you are close to them, they are close to you, they are your friends or relatives. When they have problems, we cannot bear to see their sufferings. Still we are quite okay, but still we feel, upset, unhappy. When we see one of our dearest one, one of the close person in our life, I think everybody has only one person who are very close, dearest, one person. When you see your dearest, one has a problems, little problem you cannot bear. You do a lot of, kind of effort, him or her, free from the problems, because you have an attachment or you have a compassion, you have a love. Therefore, in order to have a strong desire to practice Bodhisattva paths, you must have a great compassion. When you have a great compassion, then you have a kind of mentally commitments. I will free all sentient beings from suffering. I will bring all sentient beings to the liberation, altruism. When you have this kind of motivation, then definitely you think, I must practice bodhicitta. I must practice 6 perfections. When you have this kind of strong desire, then you will generate bodhicitta, then you will have a commitment. You have a vows. I will practice this bodhicitta until I become a Buddha. Vows, right? These are the vows. Please remember the sequence. Now, how to chant after taking the vows? Let's say now, last few weeks, mini classes, we study bodhicitta. Then also 2 classes, we study how we can maintain, the bodhicitta in this life. How we continuously, maintain the bodhicitta next life after next life. Then we learn, all the kind of hindrance to weaken the bodhicitta, right? Then, now, what should we practice? So what the precepts are based upon? How all the precepts are included in the 6 perfections? the process of learning the perfections. So what are the precepts are based upon? Right? So the 6 perfections, look at, there are limitless clear categorization. Because there are so many different ways, you can categorize all the Bodhisattva paths, all the Bodhisattva deeds, all the Bodhisattva practices, many. But if you arrange the Bodhisattva precepts by types, you can include them all within the 6 perfections. Please remember this sentence. You can include them all within the 6 perfections. That means all the Bodhisattva practices, all the Bodhisattva paths, we can include into 6 perfections. Then the 6 perfections we can include into 2, which is the practice of the wisdom, practice of the methods. Now we study about the 6 perfection. The 6 perfection are the great condensation of all the key points of Bodhisattva path. Very important condensation. Walking at the ends, path. The 4 ways to gathering disciples. Not only the 6 perfect, all the Bodhisattva practice include into 6 perfection. Also, the 4 ways to gather disciples also include into 6 perfections. So I will ask you a question, you answer you answer yourself. What are the 4 ways to gathering disciples? What are the 4 ways to gather disciples? Number 1, generosity. Number 2, pleasant speech. Number 3, walking at the ends. Number 4, consistency of the behaviors. These are the 4 ways to gather disciples. It's a very important. Therefore, look at in our life, someone became friend with you because first you ask to the person, have a coffee, have a lunch, have a dinner, you share something with someone, you share food, or you share little money, then the person become closer to you, become your good friend. Therefore, even though, the teachers, the kind teacher, the kind guru, first, they, bring the student close to the teacher because the teacher knew, if the person practice bodhicitta, he can be bodhisattva. They know the person. Therefore, they try to bring them closer based on practicing generosity, give something. Then someone became friend with the teacher, with the guru, and the teacher and the guru must speak, the pleasant way. How to teach, how to give advice, very pleasant speech. Then walking at the ends, where the guru, give food close to the disciples because he wants the disciple want to practice the Bodhisattva path. Then the guru or the teacher, speak very pleasantly, very softly. Then slowly the person will follow, the person will listen to the teacher. Then at the end, then they teach practicing bodhicitta, 6 perfection. This is the last end. The last point to give a food, speech pleasant way. Not only then the master also, number 4, and consistencies of behavior. Then the master told the disciple, practice generosity. The teacher also must be very generous. Also the teacher teach the disciple to practice ethical discipline. The teacher also must practice ethical discipline. These are the 4 ways to gather disciples. If you very generous, if you speak very unpleasantly, using harsh word, the disciple going to run away. Also, you are very generous, you speak very pleasantly, but at the end you are not able to bring them at the last final end. Then you really hope you are lost. You really lost your hope. Yes, you are very generous, you speak very pleasant way, or you teach them, you're able to teach them practicing 6 perfections. If the teacher not practicing 6 perfections, then the disciples won't follow the teachers. There were 4 ways of gathering disciples, are also included within the 6 perfections as follow. The generosity is included in the obvious. The generosity included into the first perfection. The pleasant speech is giving the instruction to the disciple, taking the 6th perfection as the point of the departure. Working at the end is the establishing other in the aims of their instruction. So these are the 4 ways of gathering. So that means here what you need to think, all the Bodhisattva practices include into 6 perfections. Not only that, the 4 ways of gathering disciples also include into 6 perfections. Number 2, although it is true that the entire Bodhisattva path is also subsumed under the other condensations, such as 2 collections. Also, all the Bodhisattva paths, all the Bodhisattva practices, all the practices of the Bodhisattva also you can include into 2 practices. Practices of the sublimes and practices of the accumulating merit. 2 collections. Also, all the paths, all the paths of the Bodhisattva also include into 3 trainings. Training of ethical disciplines, discipline, meditative concentrations, and wisdom. Right? Therefore, you can include into 6 perfections. You can include them into 2 collections. You can include them into 3 trainings. So why here is so important to all the practices include into 6 perfections? Here, look at the answer here. So forth. These are not able to produce the understanding that the 6 perfection do. So when you have a very good understanding of 6 perfections, then you have I think very strong conviction about Bodhisattva paths. Therefore, 6 perfections are the best inclusive set, right? 6 perfection. Now, next one, how all the precepts are included into 6 perfections. Here's a true discussion of the end topic, with a fixed number of perfections. So, why we need the 6 perfection? Why not more than 6 perfection? Why not less than 6 perfections? That means If you have more than 6 perfections, then the practice is very unnecessary. If you practice less than 6 perfections, then the practice cannot be complete. Therefore, the 6th number is very fixed. Fixed number of perfections. And ancillary discussion of the fixed order of the perfection. There's an order. Now, discussion of the main topic, the fixed number of perfection. Here, simply what you say here, the Bhagavan formulated a bare outline of the 6 perfections, and the holy regent Maitreya produced a certain knowledge of this by 6, expliciting the according to Buddha's intended meaning. So Buddha Shakyamuni mainly introduced us 6 perfection everywhere. But the Maitreya Buddha, he explained the 6 perfection with the order, also with a lot of reasonings. Right? Therefore, look at, you will understand the practices of the 6 perfection as the superior instruction, so often such as convictions. So now there's a number 6. Please everybody read yourself from number 1 to number 6. In Chinese or English, you read the number 1 to 6 and try to remember 6 parts. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Number 6. So this number 1 to 6 are very important. Please everybody memorize. Please memorize. Number 1, the fixed number of perfection based on the status, high status. That means we have 3 realms, lower and 2 higher realms. In order to achieve, human life, or in order to achieve, like a form and formless realms, so we need to practice 6 perfections. So 6 perfection, we can practice based on the highest status. In order to fulfill 2 aims, our own aims and other aims, also we need to practice 6 perfections. The fixed number of perfection based on the practicing the complete fulfill of the other aims. So in order to achieve your own aim, you need to practice 6 perfections. In order to achieve others' aim, also you need to practice 6 perfections. Number 4, the fixed number of perfection based on the subsuming the entire Mahayana. All the entire Mahayana, include the Tantrayana, also include into practice of 6 perfections. Number 5, the fixed number of perfection in terms of the completeness of the path or methods. If you practice the 6 perfection, the practice method very complete. The practice wisdom also very complete. Number 6, the fixed number of perfection based on the 3 trainings. 3 trainings. Here simply what you need to think, because everybody right now human being. Also, I think everybody have a strong, desire to born as a human, good human. Therefore, we need to practice 6 perfections. As a having the bodhicitta mind, as a follower of Mahayana, we need to achieve our own aim, which is cessation, the Mahayana cessation. Also, we need to practice 6 perfections. In order to achieve other aims, aim for others, also we need to practice bodhicitta because we must have a rupakaya. Rupakaya. Dharmakaya, rupakaya. Dharmakaya is mainly your own achievement. The rupakaya you achieve mainly to benefit others. Entire Mahayana inclusive perfection. The last number is very important. The fixed number of perfection based on the 3 trainings. If you do simple dharma practice, you need to practice the 3 trainings, the mind trainings. If you practice Hinayana, also we need to practice the 3 mental trainings, 3 trainings. If we practice the Sutra Mahayana, Tantra Mahayana, still we have to practice the 3 trainings. Here you must know the importance, why 3 trainings is very important. Let's say I have a strong desire to kill someone. I have a strong desire to kill somebody. Based on desire, or based on attachment, or based on anger. For example, somebody has a more wealth than you do. Then you are not happy. You want to, own their wealth. Therefore, for example, I want to kill someone. Somebody has a more wealth than I do. I'm not happy. I want to kill the person, then the wealth, belongs to me. This is desire about the wealth. Right? Then I want to kill someone. Somebody has a higher position. Somebody has a more power than I do. I want to kill the person because of the attachment about their name and fame. Or I want to kill someone because the person, harm me, the person harm my family, the person harm my friends. I want to kill the person. That time, you have a strong desire to kill the person because they're angry. Due to angry, due to attachment, due to desire, I have a strong desire, motivation to kill someone, right? Killing. So once you have a vows, individual vows or sutra, when you have vows, it stops you to killing. This means ethical discipline. If you have a discipline, mental discipline, I'm a lay person, I already has taken the vows, not killing, no stealing. That means stop you to directly engage into the negative action. That means, the manifest anger, manifest desire reduce. As a Sangha, as a monk, I have a vows. One of the vows, not supposed to have any sexual things. When I have a strong desire to have a sexual with someone, suddenly I remember, no, I'm a monk, I have a vows. Stop to engage the action. Also, the strong, attachment going to reduce. So, ethical discipline is a reduce, control the manifest negative thoughts. Then second, meditative concentration. If you are very concentrated, you are very alert, you are very mindful, Then when anger arises, we notice. When attachment arises, we notice. Then we, surprise. Therefore, second is ethical discipline, meditative concentration. When your meditation becomes very perfect, very deep, that means you feel, oh, I don't have ignorance, I don't have any negative thoughts. No, you have, but you totally suppress, totally control the attachment, desire, all the negative thoughts through meditative concentration. But you never, you haven't eliminate from the root. Therefore, third is the practice of the wisdom, the training of the wisdom, particularly training about wisdom which realizes emptiness. So if you have these three practice seriously, definitely you will achieve liberation. You become arhat, but not bodhisattva. Then plus you practice bodhicitta. Therefore, three trainings is very important. Even though non-Buddhists are Hindu, also they have three trainings. They have a serious ethical discipline, they have a meditative concentration, they have a wisdom. The wisdom is different types of wisdom, right? Therefore, you can see according to Hindu tradition, many Hindus practitioners, they don't wear clothes. They eat all kind of rubbish thing. Because they don't wear clothes, they try to, practicing the very extreme kind of ethical discipline. Also, it's unbelievable. You can see many Hindu practitioners, they stand up for 24 hours. They never sleep, never sit. They just, pick on the hand up. They stand up for many, many years. Can you believe? No, therefore you can see their nails become so long. They cannot bend the legs and hands. All the hands and legs become look like, like wood. Therefore, according to Hindu tradition, they have three trainings. According to Christian, Muslim, all of them practice the three trainings. But we Buddhists, we call, three superior superior trainings. Because when we practice ethical discipline, it's totally non-violence, totally compassionate, discipline. When we do the meditative concentration, we're not just doing the single pointed meditation, also we practice the special insight with the impermanence, with the emptiness. Therefore, the three training is very important. Everybody must do the three trainings, every day. Make sure when the negative arises, you must remember, I'm Buddhist. I have taken the vows. I follow the Mahayana practice. Should not let them arise. You reduce, you suppress. Then in order to fully, reduce, fully control, then do the meditation, fully eliminate, do the practice of the wisdom. So therefore, that is very important. Now we go a little bit about the number one. The fixed number of the perfection based on the highest status to fully complete the greatly effective bodhisattva deeds. Very important, look at. Please everybody read the first sentence. English or Chinese. Right? To fully complete the greatly effective bodhisattva deeds, you need an immeasurable long succession of lifetime. Number one. Number two, moreover, to attain quick success on the path within the lifetimes, you need a life excellent in every aspect. That means, simply you should think, we should think, oh, I have a strong desire to achieve Buddhahood. Also, I am lazy, I am busy. I don't think I can achieve Buddhahood this lifetime. Then you have to think about next life. Also, you have to think after next life. You have to make a plan for a few aeons. Continuously, have the highest life. Then not only that, just being a human, it doesn't mean, it has a sufficient condition. No. Therefore, second here, look at. Moreover, to attain quick success on the path within this lifetime, you need a life excellent in every aspect. What does mean excellent in every aspect? Our present life is not excellent in every aspect. Right? Our present life, right now we everybody reflect on our life. Our present life is not excellent in every aspect, but rather has only some of the aspect of full excellence. We do not make progress with it through we practice the teachings. You need a life that has a four kinds of excellence. Therefore, in our personal life, is not excellent in every aspect. We have a few excellent. We don't have a excellent in every aspect. Therefore, we cannot see much progress, any progress in our practice, because our life is not excellent in every aspect. So, in order to have a every aspect, excellent aspect, you need a life that has a four kinds of excellence. Four kinds of excellence. Please, everybody read until number 4. What is the number 1? What is the excellent one? Resources, yeah. Excellent number 2. The excellent body. Excellent resources, excellent body. Number 3, the companions, excellent companion. Number 4, excellent end. Work that you are able to accomplish one undertaking. The 4 excellent, very important. Resources. To use the result of the profession of generosity, right? Look at many people, they wish to practice Dharma. They have a strong desire to practice Dharma seriously every day, every time. Due to lacking of the resources, they cannot practice Dharma every day. Particularly, like most of you are in Singapore, some of you from, Western country, life is so busy. So, because you need resources to survive. In order to have the resources, you need to go, different places, or you need to do a lot of walks to earn money. Therefore, this moment, we don't have excellent resources. Therefore, in order to practice Dharma continuously, we must have excellent resources, right? Number 1. Number 2, yes, somebody has excellent resources. They have everything. They have few house. They have a lot of money. They can have all kinds of food. They have everything. But if they have physically disability, then a person cannot practice Dharma. They have excellent resources, but not excellent body. Right now, everybody, we everybody have excellent resources actually. We have more than enough, but we think, I don't have enough. Also, we are very lucky. We have an excellent body. We have our five senses are very, complete. We can hear very well. We can see very well. We can think very well. We can think profoundly, precisely. Number 3, yes, you have excellent resources. You have an excellent body. Excellent component is very important. Who lives around you? Who lives with you? Right? Therefore, someone want to practice Dharma seriously, but the friends who live around, the family who lives around, they are quite annoying person. Then you cannot practice Dharma. Therefore, the concept of retreat come. Therefore, the monastery, traditionally, all the monasteries and nunneries have to build, far away from village. Then they have a less disturbance. They mean excellent environment, excellent component, right? Then yes, you have excellent resources, you have an excellent body, you have an excellent component. You want to practice Dharma, he or she also, inspire you to practice Dharma, they also practice Dharma. But if you're not able to achieve your end, then there's no point. There are 4 resources. Body with which you act, the result of the perfection of ethical discipline. Now, why we have excellent resources this life? In the previous life, we practice generosity. The excellent resources are the result of generosity. The excellent body is the result of perfection of the ethical discipline. The component together with the whom you act are the result of the perfection of patience. It's very important. Look at patience. In this lifetime, if you are a very angry person, you are a very short temper, if you don't have a good understanding, then your relatives, your families, your friends run away. They don't want to stay with you. They don't want to talk with you because you are very short tempered. You are a very angry person. You don't have a good understanding. Therefore, patience is very, very important. Patience. Therefore, this life you have an excellent component because in previous life you practice ethical disciplines. Then number 4, work that you are able to accomplish one undertaking is the result of the perfection of the joyous perseverance. Joy, perseverance. So let's say right now, everybody know what does mean bodhicitta. Also we know how to cultivate bodhicitta. Also we know how to practice great compassion. Also we know impermanence. Then what happened? We cannot really achieve anything. You know compassion, you are not compassionate person. You know great compassion, you don't have a compassion towards all sentient beings. You know impermanence, when you lost something, someone, you feel very upset and unhappy because we don't have enough joy, perseverance. We know the great compassion, we practice compassion, continuously. Therefore, joy effort is very important. Therefore, generosity, ethical discipline, patience, joy, perseverance are the 4 causes to have for excellence. Then there's another very important sentence here. Since in many cases, these four kinds of excellence alone made themselves become condition for afflictions. Right? It's very, very important advice. Look at. Since in many cases, these four kinds of excellence alone made themselves become the condition for afflictions. For excellent body, if you don't use in the proper way, it causes to arise afflictions. Also the excellent resources, if you don't use it properly, if you don't know how to use it, excellent resources also cause to arise afflictions. Then excellent components, also if you don't know how to use it, also it causes to arise afflictions. Therefore, look at, since in many cases, these four kinds of excellence alone made themselves become the condition for afflictions. Therefore, you must not full under the control of afflictions, right? If you have only the four excellence, still you can go through the negative thoughts. Therefore, you must fall under the control of afflictions. Therefore, you just jump to the next sentence, I think, as just the four kinds of excellence are not sufficient, you must also distinguish well in regard to what to adopt, what to cast aside precisely, what things to do and to stop doing, the result of perfection of wisdom. Therefore, you need a wisdom. Otherwise, the four excellence can be caused to arise affliction, also is fall under the control of afflictions. Therefore, number 5, you need the wisdom. Afflictions, in order to control the afflictions, in order to stop the four cause to afflictions, you need a meditative concentrations. Then also you need wisdom. Otherwise, the only four excellence can be caused to arise negative thoughts. Otherwise, just as a bamboo or plantain tree dies after giving fruits, or a mule dies with the pregnancy, you will be destroyed for the four excellence. So this also very important advice, because look at, right now, sometimes we feel, I don't have enough resource. Oh, my body is not excellent. Or I don't have a good components, right? Or you think I don't have enough patience. But if you compare with your resource with somebody, you have excellent resources. Excellent resources. If you don't have a wisdom, if you don't think, how you have an excellent resource, if you just enjoy the, all the resources, then slowly all the resources going to be exhaust. Then you don't have any more resource to have things. Therefore, we must remember, right now I have excellent resources. All the resources I have, these are the result of generosity. Therefore, you must enjoy the result of the previous, practice of generosity. At the same time, you must practice the generosity. That means you are enjoying the result of the previous karma. At the same time, you are accumulating, karma to have an excellent resource. For example, you can see many wealthy family, the children or the son or daughter, they really don't understand how they have a lot of wealth and money. They never think, they just enjoy, the money and wealth which is accumulated by their parents. And one day, they exhaust everything, they become a beggar. If the person is very wise, they can enjoy the parents, like a property and wealth. At the same time, the wise person try to earn money, right? Try to earn money, try to earn property. Therefore, we must have the resources. We must enjoy the resources. Also, we must be generous. Then, in next life, you will have excellent resources. Otherwise, you say, you totally destroy it. Just otherwise, just as a bamboo or plantain tree dies after giving the fruits, or the mule die with the pregnancy. The plantain tree, I think some of you know, the banana tree. When the banana tree give a banana, then next time they cannot give any more banana. The farmer need to cut the banana tree. They need to put new, like a plantain tree. Therefore, if we don't accumulate continuously, once we experience the result, the karma exhausts, we don't have any more. Right? So this is, I think, you must remember all the for excellence. Also, I ask you to remember the number 1 to number 6. So please, I know all of you are very clever. You can learn everything very easily. Also, you can remember quite well. Please don't forget to practice. Practice. Once you have emotional problems, start it like say, today. You must control today. You must eliminate today. Otherwise, the emotional problem accumulate for many months, many years. Then last at the end, you cannot do anything. Therefore, look, for example, morning you go for a walk, then whole day you are busy. Evening you take a shower, you try to be fresh. Same thing, when the negative thing arises, you must control right there. Otherwise, you accumulate for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and at the end, you feel so difficult to overcome the emotional problems. Therefore, I really, request all of you, you must study the Dharma. You must practice every day, every moment. Dharma always with you, Sadhu with you. You always Sadhu with the Dharma. When you get angry, apply Dharma. Try to be happy. When you have a hate someone, apply Dharma, practice the forgiveness. Try to practice compassion. When you have a jealousy, jealous somebody position, jealous somebody belongings, jealous about somebody name and fame, also you must control, reduce, should not have a jealousy. Or when you have a kind of sense of competition, it's very easy to have a sense of competition. Oh, my brother had this thing, I should have. Or my relatives have this, I should have. My neighbor has this, I should have. If you have a sense of competition, the negative competition also is make you very unhealthy. Therefore, what I said, try to Dharma always with you. Try to always you with the Dharma. Never try to, never let all the negative arise. If it arises, you control. you reduce, you just purify it. Therefore, this is, I think, kind of last class today's. So tomorrow we will have a discussion class. Then, which is Stephen mentioned, we need to cancel the next 2 classes due to His Holiness teaching. I know some of you attend the online teaching from His Holiness. It's very good. If you are busy, you really cannot watch the audio, sorry, the video. Still you listen the audio. Be honest. Everybody just be honest. You just compare with His Holiness and other Rinpoche. He's one of the excellent monk, excellent teacher, excellent person, excellent guru. So we are very, very fortunate. Even though he is 85 years old, according to Tibetan calendar, he's going to be 86 years old very soon. Still, we have opportunity, listen the teachings. So therefore, if you are free, please watch, listen the teaching. If you are busy, still you can use the earphone, listen the audio, in the bus, in the train, and the car. In the future, we won't have this kind of opportunity. Therefore, it's a very, very important time. It's 86 years old. Next year, 86, 87. Slowly, I don't think, he will give a lot of teachings. Okay, this is, I will tell you, so we need to cancel the 2 classes. Okay, we have a half hour, so please, if anybody has a question, feel free to ask question.
Yes, Geshe. So we have Li Hui would like to clarify the points on the kind of excellence.
Okay.
So Li Hui, your mic is on mute. You can post your questions now.
Hello, Geshe. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I would like to clarify when you say these 4 kinds of excellence along may themselves become condition for affliction. Can you please explain and give an example? For example, if we have the excellence of resources due to previous generosity, why would it give rise to affliction?
Okay, simply, very simple we can go, very simple way. Let's say somebody has a very nice house, but the person don't have a wisdom, they don't have a knowledge. The beautiful house is the result of generosity, right? Then the person has a lot of pride, lot of ego, and then it just cause to arouse ego and attachment and pride. If the person notice, oh, I have an excellent house, this house just come from my previous practice of generosity, then it reminds the person, you continuously must practice generosity. You should not feel ego and pride, right? Same excellent body. Somebody has, I think everybody has excellent body in different ways. Sometimes also people have a very strong ego, very strong pride about their body, excellent body. They never think the excellent body is the result of practicing ethical discipline. Therefore, they use the excellent body to arouse ego, pride, attachment, desire. If the person knows my excellent body is the result of ethical discipline, then the person will practice using the excellent body to practice ethical discipline continuously to have another excellent body in the next life. Therefore, without having the wisdom, without having the meditative concentration, the 4 excellent mainly to cause arise negative things. Excellent resource, excellent body, excellent component. For example, somebody is very happy, have a nice family, always have a nice friend, always have a nice co-worker. Then this kind of excellent component also cause to arise negative things. If the person notice, I have the excellent components because of in my previous life, I practice patience. Then it reminds the person, you should not have a sense of attachment, desire, negative. You must continuously practice, patience. Yes, therefore, this means, let's say, for example, somebody has a golden container. Golden container. The container is golden pot. Golden container is a golden, not of gold. If the person knew this is gold, it's a very important thing, then the person use the golden pot in the proper way. If the person doesn't have any wisdom, any insight, this is a gold, then the person use the golden container to throw the rubbish. Therefore, wisdom is very important to realize what I have, how I have. Yeah, so this is, I think, simple answer for you. Got clear?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, very good. Next question, please.
So thank you, Geshe La. The next one, let's turn to, I will turn it over to Angeli. Hold on.
Hello?
Yeah. Angeli, your mic is unmute. You may ask your questions now.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Geshe La, for your time. My question is that if negative afflictions arise in our mind, but we don't act on them, however, can those negative thoughts themselves produce karmic results, even though we haven't acted on them?
Also, thank you so much for asking this question. Here we must know, we need to know, we must know the concept of karma. Karma, okay? So, there's two kinds of karma. One is the mental karma. So when negative thing arises, for example, oh, I should harm someone, that moment negative thought arises. So this is become complete mental karma. Is a very complete mental karma, not the even complete like a physical or verbally. Yes, without acting. If you have a negative thoughts, yes, you are accumulating negative karma. For example, positive. You wish to do chanting. You wish to do prostration. You have a thought to do the good things. When the good thoughts arise, you accumulate positive karmas. Yes, without acting, you accumulate negative karma. For example, killing. I wish to kill, someone or somebody. You haven't, thought, wish to kill someone, but you haven't act. When you act, when you completely kill someone, then the negative karma very complete, relatively, because mentally or physically it's become very complete. Therefore, in order to know this one, I think you need to learn a little bit about, there's two types of karma. One is the mental, second is, I think, the engaging karma. Yes. Yes, simply, yes, you accumulate karma without acting.
So then, Geshe La, does that mean that there is a degree of difference in the consequence? is it that if it's just mental, then the consequences are not as great as if you were to actually do the karma? So
Yes.
is there a difference in the consequence?
Definitely. It just mentally actual acting, the karma has a different degree of consequence, also different way of, purifying. For example, when you think, I want to kill, I want to do bad things, you accumulate negative karma. This one you can purify it. When you think, oh, it's no good, you have a bit regret, you can eliminate the negative karma. Second, based on having the negative thought, if you engage into negative action, then you need to put more effort, you need to do more practice. Yes, the karma has a different degree, the result also has a different result, different degree of result. Also, different way how to purify the negative karmas.
Thank
Yes.
you very much, Geshe.
Welcome. Next question, please.
Geshe, thank you. The next questions come from Hui Ching. Hui Ching, you can unmute.
Hello, Geshe. Thank you so much for your teachings. You gave the example earlier of how to marry compassion and wisdom when doing prostrations. Could you also please share with us, for example, how can we also, for every action that we take, put compassion and wisdom together, for example, in the daily practice of making offerings?
Yes, I always request all the friends, all our practice, any practice, even though reciting mantra, number one, all the practices, any kinds of practices, always try to be antidotes of one of the negative thoughts. For example, doing prostration mainly became antidotes to reduce pride, right? Therefore, all practices must try to be antidotes of one of the negative thoughts. Yes, our daily practice, look at our daily practice beginning with the taking refuge in bodhicitta, right? Taking refuge in bodhicitta. When we take refuge, we must remember the three jewels. Not only just remember, also we ourselves wish to be Buddha as Buddha Shakyamuni. We ourselves wish to accomplish the Dharma, which is Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have already accomplished. Also, we may say, take refuge into Sangha, not just taking refuge into Sangha, we ourselves wish to be Sangha. Then, second, when we practice bodhicitta, then we must cultivate great compassion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, when we take refuge into Dharma, there's two types. One is the path, which is lead to the cessation. Second is the actual cessation. When we take refuge into cessation, also we must remember the selflessness, emptiness. Therefore, at the beginning, any practices, your daily sadhana, of course you must start with the taking refuge in bodhicitta, then great compassion for all sentient beings, bodhicitta. Then this kind of mind, the bodhicitta, this kind of influence, bodhicitta influence, you must have a beginning to end. Beginning to end. Also influenced by realized emptiness. You must have a this kind of influence, beginning to end. But most of you really, some of you have a good understanding of emptiness, some of you may not. Simple, you think thing appear in this way, exists in different way. There's always duality. Also simply you can think nothing exists independently. All phenomena empty of independent nature. Nothing exists independently. You just have a strong thought. Nothing exists independently. Then you enter into your practice. Even though I said many times, leading light is very simple. Burning a stick, incense is very simple. Before you lit the light, generate compassion all sentient beings, lit the light. I wish all sentient beings free from darkness of ignorance. I wish all sentient beings ignorant dispel, right? Dispel. When you burn incense, certainly you can feel the fragrance, very nice smell. Also just think, I'm going to offer this incense to all the Bodhisattva to have a good ethical discipline towards all sentient beings. When you offer fruits, fruits, candy, you just think, I'm going to offer this fruit to all the field of merit, to have the excellent resource towards all sentient beings. Therefore, when we think about practice of Dharma is very complete, very complicated. If you really know how to practice, it's quite simple. Therefore, any kind of practice, any kind of religious actions, activities, you must start it with taking refuge, particularly bodhicitta. But clear?
Yes, thank you very much, Geshe.
Welcome. Next question, please.
The next question comes from Catherine Ang. Catherine, you can unmute yourself and ask the
All right.
question.
Thank you, Geshe, for the teaching, and rejoice everybody. Well, we have a pet dog, and every time we have our meals, our dog will stare at us. But I felt very bad, So I told her the food is not suitable for her, and I told her that hope that you have a leisure and opportunity next life to enjoy the food. And I do not know how best can I do. Can you advise me on that, Geshe?
Can you repeat one more?
Okay.
Hear your question.
Okay, we have a pet dog, and every time we have our meal, she'll stare at us. So I told her that the food is not suitable for her. Maybe in her next life, she has an opportunity to be a human being, to enjoy the food that we are eating. And of course, I hope that she'll and so I do not know how best I could do. Could you advise me on that?
Why do you think the food which is you are eating not stable for your pet dog?
I'm afraid it may be saltish or whatever. So that's why I didn't want to give it to her.
Actually, you know it. I think the pet dogs are more clever than you. If they don't like, they won't eat, okay? We human, look at it. For example, somebody asks, invite you to dinner as a guest, friend, They cook very undelicious food. Offer you don't like the food, still you really eat. You're nice dinner, right? Dogs and cats are very clever. The food is not good, they don't eat. Therefore, you don't worry, whatever you eat food, but is, staring you must first you give little bit.
Okay.
With a few drops.
Okay.
If the dog eat it, you must offer continuously.
Okay.
And also here, I think many of you have the, pets, dogs and cats or other animals. if nobody around you except the pet dogs or pets, like cats or whatever, you chant bit loudly. If somebody around you, you chant very, quietly. Because when you chant loudly, the pet dogs can hear your chanting. The pet cat also hear your chanting. Also, they can memorize. They cannot speak. They cannot chant. They can memorize. They can have an imprint. Next life, if they're born as a human, for them very easy to learn the dharma. For example, during the Asanga younger brother, I think, I don't remember Sanskrit. Do you remember Sonam?
Yes.
Asanga and
Basu Bantu.
Basu Bandhu, I think Basu Bandhu, right? Ignian. We Tibetan Ignian, Basu Bandhu. He memorized a lot of textbook. So he, recite the textbook for many hours, almost whole night. Then, because at that time they're not, they are not taking dinner. So without having, enough energy, they chant a lot of chanting. There has a danger to have a lot of headaches. Therefore, Basu Bandhu, he just, I think, dip his body in oil until he had dipped in oil. Then he recite all the textbook. Because the oil reduces the wind energy. That time there's a pigeon who just, I think, lived around him on the roof. The pigeon heard all the recitation chanting. So the pigeon got very strong imprint. The next life he born as a human, and due to the karma he became a sangha. So many textbook he recite, so he memorized very, very easily. Some of them he can chant naturally because of the imprint. Therefore, many of you have a pet dogs or pet animals. You don't just enjoy, play them as a toys. You do some chanting, recitation loudly, let them have an imprint. If somebody around you, then you don't chant loudly. Also, it causes to arise negative thoughts for others. Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe.
Most welcome. Next question, please.
Yeah, the next question comes from Chi.
Oh, hi, Geshe.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to ask about, you mentioned about planting positive seeds in young ones last week. So just wondering, like, for example, we tend to praise our child, like validate our child when they done something good. But however, as they grow up, they also search for the validation from others. In this case, how do we convey emptiness to those young ones? Huh?
Geshe, so you are mute. Hold on. Geshe, please hold on. You are on mute.
Okay. Okay, can you repeat the question, please? I'm not so clear about the question. Hello? Could you repeat the question, please?
Oh, okay. Hi, Geshe. So I was referring to planting positive seeds in young ones.
Planting positive seeds, okay.
So example, we tend to praise our child when they done something good. So it's like a validation to them. But however, as they grow up, they also tend to search for this validation from others. Like when they done something good, they also want to get praised. In this case, how do we convey this emptiness to our young ones instead of
okay.
validating?
The young people is in order to convey the emptiness. I think it's not easy. You really cannot explain emptiness as like doing dedication, doing recitation. For example, when we say, oh, you recite this mantra, the youngster, they will recite. When you say, oh, you must appreciate, they know how to appreciate. So when you talk emptiness, I don't think they will understand emptiness. They could understand, oh, emptiness means nothingness. Therefore, I think when you if you wish to explain them emptiness, first let them study about little bit the quantum physics. Also, for example, you can use the, I think, computer. For example, first you show the picture of the picture. You can see the complete picture. In the picture, you can see nose, eyes, everything, right? When you zoom out, you can see more. If you zoom more and more, zoom out. Finally, you cannot see nothing. You cannot see anything. It becomes very blurry. So if you zoom more, at the end, the child or children cannot see anything. So this one you can use as an example. Then you can say, before we, zoom out, we saw something. After we zoom out more and more, we cannot see anything. What happened? Right? Ask the question. Then same way you can say, actually when you look at the, like car, you can see the car there. When you look very closely, then you can see the door. When you see the door, you cannot see the car. When you go in, you can see inside the car. You cannot see the outside of the car. That means the car is just appear to us as a car. When you analyze piece by piece, you cannot find the car. That means the car exists mainly only dependently. In the reality, the car is not exist independently. I think slowly you have to introduce them emptiness this way. Make sure at the beginning you guide in the perfect way. Otherwise, the children will have a lot of misunderstanding about emptiness. This I want to say for you. I know all of you, attending online class from different teachers, different masters. Also, I know all of you have been doing, Dharma study. Also, I know all of you have been doing a lot of recitation, chanting. Please make sure the practice must be very unmistaken, and the practice must be very complete. Also, please you make sure all your practices, all your study must be antidotes of one of the negative thoughts, like prostration, reduce your ego, generosity, reduce your attachment, recitations, try to eliminate any of your negative thoughts, particularly recitation, try to do antidotes to eliminating your negative karmas. So when you try to purify negative karmas, please remember the 4 powers. Most importantly, any problems come around you, any problem you are facing, have been facing, facing right now, please make sure you're able to overcome the emotional or mental sufferings. Otherwise, all your study or your practice become very useless. Also, whatever we study, we try to understand more closely, particularly try to understand impermanence and death. When someone death, one of your closer, one of the dearest, one of your parents, one of your friends, understand the truth, accept the truth, should not be too much unhappy. So I want to say thank you so much for attending the class. At the end, we dedicate the merit. Dedications. Through our study and practicing, we have accumulated a great amount of merits. First, we dedicate the merit for becoming Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. In order to become Buddha, we need to practice the wisdom and methods, include the 6 perfections. In order to practice them, we need to study Dharma. Therefore, please dedicate the merit for becoming Buddha, to practice Dharma, to have a better understanding of the Dharma. In order to have a better understanding, we need to rely on the teachers, the Guru, particularly the Guru. So please dedicate the merit to have a long life, all the lineage Guru, particularly your root Guru. In order to benefit all sentient beings through the Dharma have to be last for many years. Therefore, please dedicate the merit to spread the Dharma into 10 directions for many eons. Last, dedicate the merit to benefit your friends, your relatives, your co-workers, and yourself. Include all the supporters of TBC. Tamje sobe chanchu chemboro dona palde lame kuze kejun tenzin sambe satinga tembe chinda matandarwa tube temba yure ne yorji